with Baylor National Championship basketball coach Scott Drew that joins Craig and Paul, and I'm David Smoke. Scott, thank you very much. I know you're about to hop on a plane for Colorado, back-to-back road games against the Buffaloes and then Cincinnati. With the way your lineup is trying to gel with the small lineup and really not a lot of depth, is that something that could actually be more successful in a tournament situation than it is during a regular season?
I like your positivity. Definitely anything that is different gives you an advantage. I would also think that when you have a smaller lineup, it's you can develop chemistry quicker and find different things that you can do to just put people in better positions. And if you look at it, you're just getting the 8 guys, Central Florida, then you lose Josh. You play Houston right away. You have 1 week to work on some things. Now we've had a second week. You start to get some lineup data, who plays well with who, what lineups you need to probably stay away from, things you can incorporate to take advantage of mismatches so you can add to the playbook. And if we don't get anyone else injured, I'd be surprised if we don't just keep continuing to improve. Doesn't guarantee we'll win every game, but I think we will be a better team, and our guys will be in better position to be successful. The more we know just what to expect from them, they know what to expect from each other.
How hard is it? You mentioned it's easier for a smaller lineup than a bigger lineup. Why is that in particular?
You look at it in most college basketball seasons, people start out playing 10, 11 the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, you're at 8, maybe 7, maybe 9. But everybody kind of shrinks things down. And then when you shrink things down, people get used to being in with certain people. You know what plays work with who, and what defenses work best with who. And you can start to play to people's strengths. And then you can find out also, like, hey, this lineup really doesn't work, or this defense with this lineup doesn't work. Or and then last but not least, I think the guys get more confidence with each other. Like, I know when I drive, this is where he's going because I've played with him. And again, the current team we have, no one really played with Langston until recently because even in practice, he was when he came back for that short period of time was so limited that the chemistry is really just now being able to start to develop. And Jalen getting healthier. Yesterday we had good practice. I thought we really got better yesterday, and that's great. And unfortunately, we just didn't have those all summer and all fall.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said this is kind of the second week with who you are now since the injury to Josh. And do you kind of see, although you got to see what happens tomorrow afternoon in Boulder, but do you see a little bit of that, well, this is better, this is better, this is better?
I do, but as you know, the exam is the test. It tells you really what you see and what you know, and so you can study for a final, think things are going well, and then not do well on that final exam. So our games are our final exam. We figure it out based on that. But obviously, as a staff, I know we feel much more prepared. I think our guys feel much more prepared. I think we have a better game plan just because you know what you have. And again, it wasn't just Josh being out. It was Langston coming in. It was Jalen coming back and Jeremy coming back and just starting to figure all that stuff out.
Scott, Norchad during this stretch has been kind of something to watch in that all of a sudden, he had kind of one role earlier in the year when Josh was here, and then all of a sudden, like, you're the only forward, and that can maybe break some guys, but it appears that he has embraced it very well.
To be your best requires commitment, dedication, and intensity. It's what defines elite athletes and inspires Airwave to find new ways to optimize your performance. Introducing Airwave Recovery, a mouthpiece designed to work while you sleep to further unlock your potential. Airwave Recovery features our patented reflex technology, small integrated bumps uniquely positioned to activate your tongue's natural response. Your tongue will instinctively move forward, opening your airway and improving your quality of sleep. And thanks to our patented fitting material and a purpose-designed support wall, you'll enjoy a secure, comfortable fit all night long. With Airwave Recovery, you sleep better and recharge faster. Airwave Recovery. Recharge your potential.
Yeah, one thing you love about Norchad is he really competes to win. He cares about his teammates, and you're never going to question his playing and his motor. And like when he jumped over the scores table, I mean, it's easy to cheer for a guy that you see is giving everything that he has. And you can go to bed at night knowing that whatever he can do to help affect winning, he's going to do. And the big thing is he's done a great job staying out of foul trouble and really embracing trying to make sure that he didn't pick up 2 quick ones like he did the first time we played Arizona in the first minute.
What is, as far as the pecking order of who is the most outspoken player with the transfer and all of that? Who is the one that is the guy that's not afraid to bark if he needs to bark?
Well, I think that's also been hard to put together from the standpoint we haven't had the same group together, so you can actually get a pecking order. At the same time, I do feel that we have several guys that's kind of more by committee. In years past, it would be, hey, it's easy to know. Like last year, Ray J, everybody kind of listened to what he had to say. But this year, I would think. I mean, VJ is as a freshman is never bashful to share what he thinks, and I love that about him. And he does it in a good way, and it's about winning in a caring way. Obviously, Jeremy and Norchad come from Final Four programs, so they have that experience. Langston's the longest here, so he brings some of that experience. And it's hard sometimes to be a leader too when you're not around all the time, and that's where Langston spends so much time rehabbing, not traveling with the team sometimes when you're not playing. It's just hard to get that chemistry. And again, I think as we go, we'll continue to get better and better with all of this.
Scott Drew with us on 365 Sports about to board a flight to get to Colorado.
The schedule in the Big 12 is never easy, Scott, but what do you think about the way your team has come through? Really, at this point, the meatiest part of the schedule the last couple of weeks, dealing with all the things that they've had to deal with injury-wise.
Every win's a great win in the Big 12, and you look at our analytics, I think we have a lot of positives and a lot of good things. At the same time, you have chances each and every night for opportunities to improve your position with postseason and the chance to make sure you're in postseason. And with us, you look at the league so often when you play, teams matter. They might have a key guy out. They might be, like K-State recently is a lot different team than they were earlier in the year. Utah's a much different team now than they were. And Colorado is, if you look at all their scores, they've had so many games that were within 1-2 possessions with 5 minutes to go. So they've gotten better. Cincinnati right now is playing better than they were early in the year. So a lot of that depends on when you play guys, what they're going through, injuries, whatnot. Central Florida started out a little hotter, and they've kind of tapered off now. So, I mean, it's like we got to be ready to go this week. And the last game Tyler had at home, they won. Played Houston down to the wire at home, and we got to go there and make sure we're ready to go and put our best foot forward.
I have been fortunate to take a trip with you guys to Ames many years ago to kind of see Hilton Coliseum, the atmosphere of what you wanted to build at Baylor. And it's kind of there's very little downtime. You got to keep everybody occupied. Has that changed much with where you are maybe a decade later when it comes to road trips?
No, actually, I mean, that's we'll land, we'll go shoot at the arena, we'll come back, we'll eat, meet, go to bed, get up, film, scout, walk through, shoot around, pregame prep, play, board the plane, come back. I mean, there's really not much time to I mean, I know you could come up there and go skiing if you wanted early in the morning, but
yep.
Unfortunately, we'll I think 8 to 9 is our shoot around time, and you're ripping and running all day.
All right, one more thing, and then Paul might have a final question, and we appreciate your time with the schedule the way it is. the tournament to me at where it is at 68 with the play-in games, et cetera, seems to be perfect. But there's always more money needed, more revenue, whatever. What are your thoughts about extending the tournament past 68? Because that obviously is on the table.
Yeah. I'm a little bit biased from the standpoint growing up at Valparaiso University in the one bid league, and a lot of coaches come from that. And we were so blessed to go to the tournament, but most people that played in our league never had an opportunity. And I know basketball and football, there's a lot of similarities. And one of the things in football, so many more people go to bowl games. And at the end of the day, players, they get a once in a lifetime experience playing college basketball for most of them, and then they're done playing afterwards, and a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. It's called March Madness for a reason. Nobody can get past the first weekend with a perfect bracket. So we can't say, well, if we put more teams in, they're not worthy or it's not going to be good games. I just think from the other side of it, if there's a little Smokey running around and you wanted him to, he finished 2 spots outside, and you're like, man, I really want my grandson to have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, because that's a memory he's going to remember the rest of his life. And with just 68 teams, the percentage is so much lower than football. I think bowls are great. I think playoffs are great. And I think those memories are part of all the hard work and everything you go through. So I'm giving a long version, but I would like more teams so more college students and athletes could have those memories. And at the same time, I'd like it for more coaches and other people that work really hard that maybe never have a chance to make the tournament to get in. And that's why my answer is what it is. Because if you're us, you would say you want less teams because you want to win 6 games to win it all instead of playing 7 or 8, you know?
Yep.
So just to read into what you said a little bit, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You would be in favor of it if those expansions were to to expand for the one bid leagues, not for the Power Four, so to speak.
It would be for everyone. The best, if you had 10, 12 teams, I'm sure you're going to get some at the mid. You're going to get some at the what I wanted really a long time ago was when we were at 64. I said every league conference winner should get a bid, and every conference tournament winner should get a bid. And then there is no play-in games. You got to win 7 to win it all. And now you take it up from 64, you double that, and it's 128. So it's one additional game, but now you reward people that won their conference, like in the Ivy League or the Valley, that get upset in a conference tournament. So you would have more mid-majors, and then you would have more high majors that are deserving as well. And then it's fair. Everybody has 7. Now, again, what's great about this is everyone has opinions. And I always say in coaching, there's a lot of ways to get to 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. 5 minus 1 equals 4. So everybody's entitled, and I'm not saying mine's right. That's just what you asked for it. I would probably do 7 games, 128, and everybody gets in. If you win your league, you get that bid. If you win your tournament, you get that bid. If it's the same team, well, then there's another at large available.
That does make some sense. It gives us a different perspective from a coach and program point of view. Scott, thank you. Good luck in Boulder. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Scott Drew, head coach of Baylor basketball on the road against Colorado.